What?
The difference at the moment is that
So, hello and welcome everyone to another Let's Play with the Developers. My name is Ray Combs and I'm one of the main developers of Minecolonies. With me here is also Sam Letters, one of the other main developers, and Shirley, a junior developer of Minecolonies. So, no, we're still on the same mic, but I'm still triggered working a little bit around with it to find the optimal setting. So same mic, different sound. We again in HellColonies on our Patreon server with a bunch of patrons online as well. Some of the bugs that we talked about yesterday were not fixed yet. Because they're still in the pull request under review. But those should be merged by tomorrow, including some other fixes as well, probably, and then ported. I should. You first have to deconstruct, Shirley. And after deconstruct is ready, then in the same GUI you have a pickup button to pick it up. And then you can pick it up and then relocate. And tomorrow should be able to do a little bit of Minecolonies work. Spend a lot of time today on my university work, but made some decent progress. Was basically creating a complete theoretical model for my application to see the exact fine-tuning parameters we can use to maximize the throughput. My professor was not happy with a 3 times bigger throughput than our competitor. So
he wanted more.
He wanted more. It's always like that when you do a PhD. It's like, oh yeah, that is nice. And now, when will we have more? It's like Hobbits. And when is second breakfast, right? There's always. Oh, the deadline is in a week and a half. But that means you have another 2 weeks of 24-hour experiments you can run to improve the results we already have. Either way, through the theoretical model, I was able to figure out that we can actually do depending on the case, an up to 50 times speed up compared to the existing work in our realistic scenarios. So that's quite the speed up, I would say.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
I think first I forgot to say hi John, hi Raven, hi Ninja, Mimey, hi Mr. Seminus. I think I forgot the hi at the beginning. I got a little bit distracted.
You just started bragging about your university work right away.
Yeah, I had to brag first. That was, and I think now you can hear me, Raven. That was a little bit impatient. Are you working on the wiki issue templates? Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, right. It's normal for a doctor to be like forgetful, right?
Yes. Forgetful and distracted.
Yes, that's how it should be.
Oh, I do love the indent here. Looks nice. I also need that here, but it's definitely a nice look. So how is the schematic stuff coming along, Raven? Your schematic PR? Still fighting against using a proper Git tool, I guess? I should have a hoe with me to hold down those few ones that are still here. You will never... Hey, even Luna used Git Kraken. Even Luna used Git Kraken. Even Luna did. You should consider it. It's really easy to use for what you're trying to do. It's really easy, I swear. Nah, but it could save you a lot of time because you can just put the things in the right folders and do 2 button, like you would basically clone Minecolonies onto your computer and then just click and put the stuff then in the right folders and then click 2 buttons and you're done. So that would save you a lot of time. I'm not saying that to pester you, but because it would actually save you a ton of time. This way you have more commits and you can put more commit message. That is indeed true. That allows you to be more creative with commit messages. But since you're going to make a pull request, all of those commit messages are going to be deleted afterwards. So that is just more work for you as well. But if you're enjoying that as art, like whatever floats your boat, right? So, music a little bit too chilly. Okay. I feel like adding something onto the ceiling here, so I don't know. Like some decoration onto the ceiling. Like a huge chandelier or something like this.
You could put some of these shroom lights there.
Oh. Do you know what would be awesome? Is we put buildings on the roof. Like we glue the buildings to the roof. And then we make like platforms to walk there. Don't tell me that wouldn't look awesome.
you need to use the very same building and like mirror it so it looks upside down and then put it onto the roof above the same building.
Yeah. We don't have upside down mirroring though in the build
Yeah,
tool
exactly that.
yet. Yeah, but I think it's too low here. But I think there's something we could do maybe. Maybe just in general a shortcut, like a bridge that is connected to the roof and leads us to the other side of the room or something like this. Could be interesting. But let's keep it at that, what it is currently. So let's see what our builders are actually up to. So you are hungry. And I think you don't have any task, right? Still, look at this. Wait, I'm going to give them a task. Don't mix with that builder right now, because I want to potentially show Mr. Letters something.
Are you breaking our builders intentionally?
What, me? No, I'm keeping them broken intentionally. Those are two very distinct things. Okay.
Stop toying with our poor builders.
Okay, the builder is exactly that thing that I told you they're doing with the food. Come to the one builder here at the corner of the colony here. This one here is stuck in the eating task just because there's like half of a food bar missing.
But it doesn't check the food bar.
Oh, you want a prediction? Okay.
You're right, it is in the eater, but...
And look, I'm going to give him one honeydew. They're going to directly eat it. And going to switch out of the eat task. And going to do action and start working.
Yeah, now we produce it.
It happens every time on the server at least.
When I tried in single player, they just don't do it.
Maybe it is if there's exactly half of a food bar left or something like this.
Nah, they don't have any food bar checks for that. Like, the eating goes like, they search for an eating stack. If they don't have one, they get some from the restaurant or wherever. And then they go to eat that specific item stack, and when they are done with the eating task.
It's definitely very strange.
Yeah.
And even stranger that if you give him the last food. They have a full check if I'm not mistaken though. Oh, that one takes some lapis.
Yeah, when starting out to eat, I think.
Oh, that one here got repositioned. Death Colony ship. Some lapis. Death Colony here. Where is Miss Nasty here? Was it you? Yes. Got another citizen in our colony. And here we go. You got the town hall on level 1, but this is level 2 cost. Basically nothing. So we upgrade that as well. Ah, nice, you finish the wall on this side here too. And let's... Hi, Amazing Barrel, how are you doing? I was actually wanting to check with you how you're doing with the Elven style. Oh nice, Zoe is still alive. Oh, is that... Here, get a shield. Oh, did someone make a knight out of Zoe? It used to be an archer, wasn't it? Yeah, it's a knight now. Someone made a knight out of her. Okay, let's check into the research and how the... Oh, we don't have any researcher at the moment. Okay. So, what do we have here available? Did it finish? Yeah, the hospital research at least finished. And let's research then the civilian. Do you have some books with me? Nope. Let's research the library already then. We can make a little bit of progress there. Get 3 books at the ship. 3 books. Yes, we should build the hospital next, definitely. Do we have the hospital block already? We did finish that, the research of that today. Civilian. Ah, we're missing a citizen hut at level 3 for that. And the barracks. We should be able to do the barracks then. Ah, we have the barracks unlocked, great. What else can we actually research? Also not yet. Nope, none of these. Not these either. Combat. We don't have that. We don't have that. We don't have these. Not either. The only one that takes leathers. Ah, and one with arrows. Do we have maybe 64 arrows? Potentially we have that. So let's check into this. And I'm going to look for the hospital block too, while I'm on it. So, we go to the ship. Ah, very nice. That's great to hear. No pressure at all. I'm just like to know when and if there's progress and these kinds of things. So, oh, you gave me the hospital block. Yes. Grazie. I want to do a quick check up on enchantments. If there's anything useful we can do. Efficiency, no. Oh, nice, you gave me the barracks already too. That's useful, thanks. So, on a book, that's also sharpness. And let's check on a bow quickly. Do we have any not enchanted bow around here? Oh, I have one in my inventory. Never mind. Yeah. I'm making progress with my university project, so that's nice. It's a little bit stressful at the moment because of deadlines, but it's progress, so I won't complain. So,
why do you even have a deadline like right before Christmas?
Yeah, that's...
As if anyone looks at this over Christmas.
Yeah, that's the conference.
It doesn't make sense, right?
That is I have those books with me. Can put those in my inventory at least. So up we go to the Death Colony, and then we think about where we can place the hospital. Let's see, how big is the hospital actually? The barracks are rather huge. Hospital, too big to fit here. next to the town hall, at least it is. Relatively big as well, from what I've just seen. Now, what are your goo guys up to? Anyone up to hiring? Yeah, we can expand that way downwards, I know that. We get some more food. Even on the same level, in that direction. But it's rather huge. Let me double check. But as far as I saw, it is pretty huge. So how deep is that into there? And that would still like kinda be annoying with the town hall. And we would have to align that and probably go like this. Structurized link session, add player. Structurized link session, create structurized link session, add player Shirley. That would have to be at least like this to have still a path between the buildings. And that would be then in the wall for what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 blocks inside the wall at least. It's completely symmetric, yes. That would be quite deep in this direction. Can we go so far in that direction? And it would still not not align the door directly. So we would probably want that to be like directly aligned like this. And then exactly like this. But it would definitely be a useful thing to have up here. I think we should have the hospital definitely around this area in general. So maybe we mine that out like that. Let me see if there's another... where the field was? No. Potentially the best place actually to go that way. Yeah. I think we will go with that then. Just have to find where the hospital block actually is. Ah, it's there. Okay. Pretty in the exact center of the building. And then we have the doors here aligned to the town hall, yes. Yeah. What do you think? Yeah, let's go with that. And it's pretty exactly here. So we just have to do a little bit of mining out then. So the barracks. Now the barracks is the question whether we put... We probably want to have 2 barracks anyway. So one barracks I would put down here, and the other one I would put in the complete opposite corner of the colony. Over here somewhere, whatever. But in this direction. And so this barracks here would be to protect the overall area here, would allow us to grow a little bit into this direction here as well then. Into this forest here. But that is currently not a very safe place down here, right? We got, I think, tons of pigmen still running around down here. Although I can already just place just place it, and then later do the building. Just already plan it out. Let me do that. That makes sense already anyway. So doom doom. I wonder if it fits. No, I was wondering if it actually fits under this little roof here. That would have been awesome, to be honest. Okay, someone is angry at me, and I don't like it. You nasty. Where are you? Okay. Let's see. So that here is the ground level, if I'm not... Ouch. Okay. Yeah, nasty. Wait, let me quickly find a place. Let me find a place to hide myself in the wall. And I'm going to kill some of those nasties here. Come here, you are all bothering me. So... okay, here we go. So where are the other nasties? Come here, nasties, come here. To daddy. I know you all want to die. I think they're kind of hurting themselves upstairs. It kind of sounds like that, at least. Teleporting around like crazy and teleporting their head into blocks, apparently. So one down. I think there are more around here, but they're all a Y level above me currently. Are you coming down or not? I come on, you nasties. I stand around in a way so that I can't look at the schematic without dying. Because they're exactly on the eye height, right? Just perfect position to kill me off. There's still 3 of them. So...
I mean, we can turn on our guards fighting them.
yeah, but we're losing already a lot of them only against the pigmen.
Ooh. But maybe it makes them stronger, you know?
Yeah.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Or kills you.
Or kills you, correct.
Come on, you nasties. You 3 are really walking around up there just to make me mad, right? So what is this, actually? So that is the ground height. Okay. Oh, I forgot to announce it on Discord that I'm streaming. Oh, sorry. Let me... I knew I was forgetting something. Now
It's
I know
okay.
what it was.
It's your second time streaming or so.
Better late than never, but we're streaming. So, hi Margot. Okay, where are these nasties hanging around? Tell me. Yota is leading. I'm 10th now. I'm.
He died again. Ah.
Where's the other nasty that just attacked now? They're all above me, those nasties. Oops. Let me see. I want to harvest this. Shirley has been killing them upstairs, yeah? So finally they're gone. Oops, there's another one down here. And another one gone. Yeah, I've heard that those deal quite the damage. What is that? That is not chill music. I don't want to have good night music. I don't want to sleep right now. Okay.
What? You don't want to sleep now?
No. Not sleepy sleep time yet. Okay, now let's get those barracks planned out. So the towers would here be on the sides, and that would probably be then one lower. Let's take those here up quickly. Good evening, Lily Ruby. That would give us a nice view here on the top. And it's rather large. Maybe even a little bit to the left. So we don't create any... Hoppers are apparently again broken.
They work for me.
Yeah, the colony counter apparently has issues at the moment we have to solve. Don't rely on that counter to be right at the moment.
Yeah, the guy is kind of broken.
Yeah, the GUI is not broken, the counter in the GUI is broken, right? Yeah. Tomorrow I'm going to have some time to look into things. I was working all day long on my PhD today, and I got most of the things done until that I need until Monday. So, and what do you want to talk about, Barrel? I need more food again. I think that looks good. What do you think? Let's just check if parts of that is in another biome. But it looks fine, and it's, I think, all in warped forest. Hi, Sad Horizon. Warped. Yeah, it's a little bit overground, but we can easily fix that. I think that is pretty decent. I think that's... and we can see it from up there, which is, I think, neat. Let's go with that. We don't have the... where did the block get placed? Ah, here. So we don't have to build that right now. We should focus on the other things first. Maybe get some more guard towers. But maybe even some guard towers down here and some walls, etc. down here too. But for starters, I think that's a good start. Okay, have fun in your single player world. With Minecolonies for sure. So, and there were not a lot of updates this week. We're going to have a few merged tomorrow, so I'm going to make tomorrow the update announcement potentially. I know you're needing a shield, I guess. Didn't I have a shield with me? So you're needing a shield and gear. I'm going to go downstairs and get you some. Calling ship. I'm glad you're enjoying Minecolonies because we are, yeah, we're always trying to develop it and making it better and improve. And there's a lot of things still to be done. It's like an enormous mod plan, right? But we're starting to get really in the realms of things which we really wanted to have done really urgently, and then closer to nice little features, nice to have features, right? So, Death Colony. Just have to find this guard again. Right here. Get some gear. You want to? Did all the guards that I geared up so meticulously yesterday, all of them lose their gear again?
Don't think so. I saw at least 2 with like full gear.
I think I have a, yeah, we do have a case of an invisible guard here.
Thanks, Optifine.
No, I think it's not Optifine, is it? Let me relog quickly.
Where are you?
Let me relog quickly. Bonjour, Naoismus. Salut. So, we're going done. Okay. Yes, here he is.
Yeah, and for me, he's not invisible either. So thanks, Optifine.
Yeah, and now it's back, and we're going to get him some carrot and some potatoes, so that he can heal from his terrible illness. Here, 1 potato and 1 carrot. Oh, there's a bunch of potato here. Nice. Potato, potato. Yeah, I thought so. I thought so that you were French. From your greeting. Kinda gave it away. We didn't add the simple storage mod because of lag issues, I think it was.
Yeah.
We had some lag issues with it. So
on our Tech Colony server, it was very laggy.
On our Tech Colonies server that we had not very long ago, and it was very laggy. So we decided against using it again. In single player, you probably don't notice it a lot, but in on a server, it definitely causes a bunch of lag. If I speak French, un peu. Point non muy bien. So I prefer relying on my English, the language that I actually speak decently. Wonder if we're still missing a bunch of workers, right? We've had lost.
No farmer, no researcher, no lumberjack.
And no farmer either. Oh wow.
I guess he died.
The farmer died too. Oh wow, who didn't die?
We should blame Shirley for it, right?
Definitely, Shirley. What did you do?
Letting all our people die here.
Yes, everyone dies. Talking about it, why did you move the restaurant that was about behind the farmer to the other side here? I think it was a quite nice location of the restaurant behind there, like direct access of the food. So 90%. It would have been maximum 70%. But it wouldn't be a problem because the schematics at the bottom. Sounds good. Take care. Because the bottom of the schematics, they have this shape already to make it look nice actually. So it doesn't look actually bad, even though it sticks out a bit. And we could fix the remaining things. Because I want to work a little bit downwards here then as well in this direction. And I think here would potentially fit either more fields for the farmer. And we could go with fields on that side too. Nah, fields I think wouldn't fit so well over the edge. So you are 13? Yeah, I'm almost 30. It also there's also 3 in it.
Hello.
Hi there.
It is good to hear you guys.
Hi.
So okay, there we go. I like to say I'm almost old now. Talking about it, Sam is a little bit older than me. I think you're already qualify as old now then.
Yeah, I do.
I say adulthood is measured by experience and responsibility rather than age. So, if you want my 25 cents on it.
No, that is who qualifies an adult. But we're talking about who qualifies as old. Well, I'm just kidding. I don't feel old at all. And I feel like I'm spending way too much time adulting for my age. So it looks like this. It has this nice shape for the overhang.
Way. Surely let our knight die. That's not nice.
Yeah. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Being old is about how you feel and not what you are. So there are a lot of people who behave like old people and are actually quite young. There are a lot of people that are old and behave like young people.
Yeah, I'd say age is mostly numbered unless you are going to practice certain activities or take certain substances.
Like the only thing that I think nowadays gives away more strongly that a person is relatively old is if people get informed about conspiracy theories on Facebook. I think that's nowadays a rather easy giveaway.
I wouldn't say that's all. That's mostly senile or stupid. Depends.
So, yeah. I was saying we should define the old. But similarly, I'm also one of the people that negate people any respect just based on age, because I say that respect is only earned and is not given only because you reached a certain age.
Yeah.
Because being old doesn't qualify you for any additional respect. Maybe qualifies you for additional care because you're fragile, but that doesn't mean that you can do whatever you want. Similarly as people with disabilities can't do whatever they want, right?
No.
I am
haven't
used
applied
to
it.
What?
referring to older people with the form of the language form in Spanish is usted, and we have similar thing in Czech, like the form of referring to someone with respect. So if someone is older and than me, I will refer to them in that way.
In I don't know how it's in most other languages, but for example, in German, the uh, the formal version is just used for any adult you don't know. So it like as a 20-year-old, you're already referred to in the formal version by other adults usually. So there's no difference in treatment in that regard compared to 40-year-olds, 50 or 60-year-olds, or 70-year-olds. But what I'm referring to is that there are some old people that think like they don't have to wait in line or don't have to follow certain rules the rest of the people have to follow just because they're old.
Yes, that kind
Or-
of entitlement can be very annoying at times.
or think that they are entitled to be bigots or something like that just because they're old, and when they were young, that was to you the way to behave. That's like the rule, like when I was young, rape was okay. When I was young,
Rape is never okay.
when I was young, beating your wife was okay, so nowadays I can still do it. No, that's like it wasn't okay back then. It was just allowed back then. Those are two different things, right? It was just accepted back then, not it was not okay.
But I think it's also on the bright side. We can turn around and say, yes, there were bad things that happened in history, and today we don't have them anymore, like say slavery or arranged marriage and such.
Oh yeah.
Such thing.
So can we hire any of these guys here? Oh, nice, we can. Have one here. Let's see if we can apply them to the university quickly. There we go, Isabel, our newest researcher. Awesome. So, it's funny how there are a lot of people that are like, in the past everything used to be better. And it's like, no, in the past you've used to be badly informed. That's what you've used to be in the past. It's like nowadays so many bad things happen. No, bad things happen all the time. In the past, more bad things used to happen, but no one talked about it. It's like when they like make certain laws and then cases of rape go up in the statistics, and they're like, people are raping. No, it's because we're getting aware of this and people are reporting it now. There's a difference between reported crimes and actually crimes that are occurring, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, don't try to explain that to anyone. So,
but I looking at the history, I must admit that certain aspects of simplicity are kind of desirable. Like you would get up if the sun, work in the fields there till the sun comes down, and there was no one to bitch about it behind your back.
There was no one to what?
Like you didn't have a manager
Yes.
breathing down your neck.
Oh yeah, they have that in Brazil too. They have special lines for old people. The only thing is there in Brazil it's I think 65 or something like this. And then you can go in the special line at the bank, in all kinds of different, in all public spaces, etc. So like people that actually have stuff to do, you know, because they got jobs and places to go and kids to take care of and university and whatever. No, those people don't know. The people that actually have all the time in the world, they don't have anything to do besides going home and watching soap operas on the television.
Yeah.
Like it's not like most of these people are not even of of our generation that are actually going to do playing computer games, community management, and whatever after they're retired. No, they're actually going home just to watch soap opera because they're of the generation that are still getting a reasonable retirement, and then they still think they're entitled just to skip the line as well to have more time to watch soap opera, right? Yeah.
One anecdote that I think is pretty funny is that in Japan, or is it China? I don't know right now. Somewhere Asian, you get a golden statue if you live to 100 years. And the funny part is that they were getting so many 100-year-olds, they had to make the statue smaller.
Yeah,
The bank.
I was thinking about that right when you told me like that they're going to up that soon because the age expectant the age is going up increasingly, right? So it's becoming less and less feasible to do that. We are probably going to go back to people's colonies next Friday, I would say. We're going to do another pass there. I'm currently still deconstructing the builder. Okay. Ray, I got a question. I'm working on a secret project that's going to break the emerald economy for me. You mean on the server you're doing something to get infinite emeralds?
My best guess is a villager trader farm.
Perhaps. So villagers are extremely laggy. Like they cause enormous lag spikes. So if you create anything with villagers, make sure you don't have like more than, I don't know, 10 or so. So please no enormous 50 villagers stacked on one place or something like this. Villager farm. Because those are actually create a lot of lag on the server for everyone. So I took some of the things here with me. No, that's I think that's it. So he's taking down the building top to bottom. Well, this one here is still building the citizen hut level 2. I think we have to reposition that. Oh, nice, that is progressing nicely. So we can look now where we want the next builder, and potentially we can actually wait, let me see. Potentially, I wonder if we want to go around. No, we don't go around here. Potentially actually go then here where Shirley wanted to place the cook, but we place a builder instead. Might be a good idea. Place the builder around this area here in general. Let's get down a little bit of this. So, do I have another hoe? Yes, I do have another hoe. So, it's like when I have discussions with my parents and then they're like, try to pull the life experience card. And I'm like, Lord, I'm at university for 10 years and doing a PhD. I've studied more, I've read more scientific articles in my short life. I've read on twice the amount of scientific articles in my short life than you have. I would even go as far as I've read probably around 20 times. We're completely fair. Than you have in your life. I don't think that my father ever has actually, before Corona, ever read a scientific article. And I don't think that he actually understands all the statistical parts of it. Because that's where they're always confused about, right? It's like, this Corona test is so bad because it says positive for a lot of people that are not positive. That's why the test is bad. It's like, no, everyone knows that the test is not accurate in that regard, because that's not what the test was designed for. The importance of this test is to be close to 100% accurate when someone has it, so that we can isolate those people. That's what the test was designed for. Everyone
yes, in
knows
this situation, it's better to get a false positive rather than a false negative.
Exactly. We don't care about possible false negative, because the repercussions are like, okay, you got a person who got to stay a few days at home and do another test later. But if the test is a false negative and then the person gives Corona to another 60 people, that's a real problem. That's not a personal problem, right?
Okay.
So
Here in my country, I must say, the people are quite respectable in the regard that wearing mask and such. I haven't seen a single unmasked face on the streets in days. So that's fine.
oh, that's nice. Where do you live? Man,
Czechia,
people.
that's just under Germany.
Yes. No, where is this? Yeah, in Portugal, people are actually, a lot of people are not wearing masks. Like, everyone wears masks and in the supermarkets, etc. Everyone is fairly respectful in that regard, but outside of the supermarket, just walking around in the streets, there are a lot of people that are not wearing masks and not taking
I
it
have
very
also
seriously.
heard that it is because of the communist era that wasn't so long ago. People are still very obedient towards the government, at least the generation that actually experienced the communism, which is not myself.
At least the generation that is making the havoc in most of the other countries. Yeah, exactly those. Like those that are like 60, etc., and know everything better. Like we never had something like this. Yeah, that's why you call it as something you have once in a century only. Exactly, that's why you call it a century pandemic and not something you have everything. So that's a once in a lifetime event, right?
I hope so.
And to be fair, with the mass production of animal products, the likelihood of having those things more and more regularly is very high. Like we can already see in terms of the swine flu and the other flus, and then had this case of the minks in Denmark that got an coronavirus that mutated into a different form, and then had to kill 5 million minks or something like that in Denmark to make sure that that doesn't further mutate and go back to humans. So animal agriculture, if we continue as is with the animal agriculture, 17 million, yeah, is like super sad, right? At least they're going to take that as a learning thing, and they're going to end fur farming earlier in Denmark. earlier than planned. I think the original plan was until 2026, and now it's going to be until the end of next year or something like this. Oh, it already spread to 600 people. That part I didn't read about yet. I only read about the poor minks. But yeah, at least there's that. But
speaking of agriculture, what do you think about the GMOs? They, the altering of plants to have bigger crops and such, better resistance to insects and other things.
Now it's always, I think it's always like a trade-off, right? If we get genetically engineered plants that are more resistant, and we need less of the insect repellent stuff and the chemics, then that's a net gain, I would say. But the problem I think we're seeing is that a lot of them are like yield better, but are even more sensible and need even more. Agrotoxics was the word I was looking for. So I don't have a problem generally with the genetic altered plants, because if you're completely honest, all the pigs and sheep and these kinds of things went through a long time process of genetic alterations, right? So
Yes.
that's nothing than that in fast. But the problem is, like, if we do that, then it should have a positive effect in terms of needing less agrotoxics and less Monsanto.
One thing that kind of bothers me about this is that there are many types of crops that are developed so that the yield cannot be reused as the new base for the new plants, for the seeds. They are kind of I think the term is
Sterile.
Deadline crops or something.
Yeah, sterile. They're basically, yeah.
Yes. Because if you use them, you can easily build a dependency upon a supplier, and that dependency can be easily exploited.
Yeah, so there's like the problems of capitalism sucking. Oh, they're changing the depressant subject. And Ninja already has enough to do with the corona at work. So,
Speaking of corona, I was at the gym yesterday, and all of the people exercising respected it, and we were wearing their mask. Like even the heavy stuff like fast running and on the belts and such, they were still wearing the mask. So that was nice to see that everyone else respected the demands of the government in this situation.
Did the citizen I wanted to hire just now just disappear the moment I took the redstone out here? Don't tell me that. Really, just a second.
Can happen.
Just a second, I got the redstone. The citizen disappeared. Come on.
If you are unlucky, it's going away.
Ouch. Oh, you nasty. Oh wow, that was close. Okay, let's see if we have another. You nasty? Wasn't it you? Wasn't it, right? So, okay, no, wasn't. So I'm still trying to get my visa stuff for Brazil, but the German post office and the Portuguese post office are still having very different opinions where my documents are. The German post.
That is good to hear, Ivan.
The German post office is saying that's in Portugal, and the Portuguese post office said they're lying. They can't even know it's in Portugal because it's us that say if it's in Portugal or not. So yeah, I'm going to have to call them on Monday again if I don't get any update, and then I'm going to be really annoying, and I'm going to say, hey, I don't give a shit what you think. It's not me that is supposed to deal with that shit, right? So if you think it's there in Portugal and you have a different opinion, then you call the Portuguese post office, and yeah, and then I'm going to go full Karen. I'm going to speak with the manager. I'm going to change my hairstyle before calling, obviously. I'm going to get a nice bob cut. And I'm going to go full Karen then.
Are you gonna get you know, are you gonna have that kind of dress, you know, or the current dress?
Yeah, I'm trying to, yeah. No, I'm not going to be impolite. I'm not going to harass anyone or be a bigot. But I'm going to be angry. Warped stairs and wide beds. So let's go downstairs. Get some warped stairs and wide beds. But come on. It can't be so bad. It's like you have one job and that's delivering stuff. Come on. At least that's one thing where that's why we need blockchain and this kind of stuff. So we can have like really immutable tracking, and we know who defined what, and then like we can easily then know exactly who to blame for saying stupid things. Which at the moment is a little bit more difficult to define. It's like, no, but someone did. So like, who did? Yeah, like, at some place, right? And then with a nice supply chain tracking. Oh, nice. A guard died of lava this time.
What? A guard died? Must have been Shorty's fault, right?
30. What is it? 4831. That seems very deep. No, actually blockchain doesn't keep anything anonymous. That's actually a lie. And it's actually so far that it goes actually so far that criminals should rather use cash than Bitcoin, because you can track Bitcoin indefinitely and you can't track cash, right? Bitcoin is what we call pseudo-anonymous. So that means like there's no connection between, like, you have an address and everything from that address is public, and the moment you know who an address belongs to, you know everything that person did there. So yeah, like you send your bank some Bitcoin from an address, and the bank will be able to find out where this came from and where this initial Bitcoin was created. You just sent them, right? So there are some blockchains like Monero that have a privacy built in and have a bunch of channels that when you send money somewhere, it's like first gathered at another place and then distributed, kind of like cash a little bit. But those are having like huge regulatory issues and these kinds of things, and I think those are the ones more used by mafia, etc. But it's mostly mafia still mostly uses cash. They just additionally invest in crypto. Maybe do some cross-border payments from this or something like this.
On the topic, I'm gonna ask you, How does the Bitcoin actually work? Because I have read some articles and I am not, still don't get it.
Again, what? You don't know what Bitcoin is, you mean?
I know what Bitcoin is and how it came to be, but I do not understand how it is so valuable. Like, it's a number online. Like, if you have a currency,
Okay.
you can still withdraw a physical bill, but you cannot withdraw a physical Bitcoin.
Okay. Do you know how the stock market works?
Essentially,
Like how does the or let's go like why is a dollar worth something, right? Why is it
well, it's basically um, the agreed cost that is maybe represented by a chunk of gold.
no there's actually the only thing that is behind the US dollar is the US government telling you that it is worth something, or the same thing with the euro. It's the European Union telling you that it is worth something. That's the no, dollar is not backed by gold. It used to
No,
be
only a
backed.
small percentage of the
It used to
actual
be backed
money
by gold,
exists in gold.
but maybe like 1% of the dollar and euro are backed by gold. The dollar is
In
backed
old
by
days,
military
it was
mostly.
actually a lot more, but
Yeah. No.
these days,
in the-
like
yeah.
90% of the money is virtual.
Yeah.
That you just traded, basically.
It used to be backed, but it was a long time ago. I think not even 20
Yeah.
years ago. It was longer than 20 years ago
Yeah, no, longer.
that the dollar was backed. So the thing is like the U.S. economy trades dollar, etc., and a lot of people accept the value of it, and that's why it's worth something. There's actually, and the same thing is, don't get me wrong, this gold is not no bit better. Gold is only worth something because we say it's worth something. It's like the industry use case of it, and if we mine enough, and yeah, it's just a shiny material that used to be very difficult to mine, and nowadays we hoard it and make it artificially scarce, such that the value is very big, right? So the only things that you could say maybe have some real value is maybe certain metals, etc. But then again, oh no, Claire died. She was working on the hospital. Where was that? That's Nolan here. Where did Claire die? Minus 89, 96.
Nice.
Oh, she died at her. So yeah, basically one. At what? Again, a zombified pigment killed her in her darn hut. That's so disappointing every single time. So where this time did we have an 11 value? I wonder this time, where was it? Maybe here in this corner. 11. So the Bitcoin value is basically Bitcoin has a maximum cap on inflation. So every year there's less and less Bitcoin printed. And eventually in a few years there's not going to be any additional Bitcoin printed. So there is basically a maximum cap on how many Bitcoins can be printed, and the vast majority of the Bitcoins that will exist in the history of time already have been printed.
Alright.
So
I was
that makes it rare, right? And on the top of that, it is let's say It's it's mined. That is probably the better word. It's not printed. It's mined. But just to use the same analogy, so that won't be a very large quantity of Bitcoin. On the top of that, a lot of the Bitcoin that does exist will eventually already doesn't belong to anyone more and was lost, because a lot of people that initially got Bitcoin many years ago thought like it was worth only a few cents and lost the passwords that protected it, right? It makes it even more scarce. And on top of that, Bitcoin doesn't follow any like, there's no regulatory thing on Bitcoin because no one controls Bitcoin. Basically, it's like decentralized, mostly decentralized. But there's also discussable about that. But basically, it's like a stock of a company where people believe in the technology, invest in the company because they expect good returns. That's like, why do people invest in Facebook? It's because they think Facebook will make a ton of money. That's where the money, the same with gold or anything else.
Yeah, what kind of mystified me was the picture of the arrays of graphics card or aligned or in the Bitcoin mine, as they refer to it.
Yeah, it's completely open source, but you can create a clone of Bitcoin that you can do, but that won't have the value of Bitcoin because it's not Bitcoin, right? And the lantern, I think it was the mechanic that does the lantern, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, it's completely... So one of the nice things of Bitcoin, it's like me as a open source developer, me as a open source developer, is that it's completely open source. And things are just like... the technology grows itself, basically, by people creating better versions of it and making the better version open source again, such that someone else can come along and can make a better version of the better version. Now, yeah, Bitcoin already had crashed badly, right? And has grown back as well, based on the interest of industry. But the reason, like I said, the reason it has value is because a lot of people want to use it, want to have it, want to trade it, so they have to buy it. And since there is a limited amount of it, you can just print additional ones like dollar. Like, there was some statistic that, like, I don't know how much, a huge percentage of the amount of dollar in circulation was only printed this year or something like that. It's insane how much money is printed. Like the billions and trillions, European Union, Chinese government.
Actually, we in the Czech Republic, we don't use euro. We still have the crown.
So... yeah, but the government is probably like just arbitrarily printing it as well. And
it's kind of same everywhere, but
yeah,
I think where the advantage lies is that if we have a localized economic crisis, we are way more flexible. This is what happened to Greece not so long ago. They had a localized crisis and they couldn't bend the euro to compensate for the crisis, and that made everything worse.
yeah, there are advantages and disadvantages of the currencies. Usually, the bigger countries have more advantages of the joint currencies, right? Control H. Yes, thanks a lot. That was it here. Yes. So Bitcoin is not unhackable, right? You need 50% of the processing power, or let's say 25% of the processing power to do an attack, to do a reasonable attack on it, which is relatively difficult. Now, like I said, I'm not a big fan of Bitcoin itself because of technical reasons that I'm not going to go into, because that's exactly what my PhD is about, and it's a rather complex topic. But inherently, the Bitcoin doesn't perform really well and is not suitable as a global payment network. And I also do think that Libra, what Facebook is working on, doesn't have a suitable algorithm for it either. And I think they're going to run into that relatively soon. From my experiment, they're going to find that out soon. That actually the experiments they made, or I think they're already finding it out, and that's why they're tinkering a lot with the protocol to try to make it more performant. But the protocol I'm working on will be able to sustain such floats. That's what all my PhD is about, to make a better protocol. And Bitcoin is already not something you measure with, right? Like when we talk in our area about like how you're making a protocol, Bitcoin is like the baseline. That's, if you don't outperform Bitcoin, then something is really wrong. So we're finally getting a little bit of this stuff here gun. And we got that noise gun. And you didn't increment the random crafting table count, by the way, John. I think overly the Bitcoin code, I don't think that they will find any additional zero-day exploit or anything like that, because the financial interest of doing so is so huge that if someone had found it, and they would have made billions from that already, and that would have been discovered then, right? So, and there's like I turned it off, didn't I? Done. Weird, I had to reopen the GUI and click done to get it done. So, but yeah, cryptocurrency is a very interesting topic. That's what I'm studying a lot. In general, there are a lot of maniacs in the area as well. Conspiracy fellows, alt-right people, people that think gold standard is a good idea. Is it? Yeah, for non-technical people it's probably not so much. But I believe that using it as a basis for our currencies, these kinds of networks are much better. Because at the moment, like, the one thing that makes Bitcoin for me superior to existing networks is if someone hacks one server only of the Deutsche Bank or any big bank, they can do whatever they want. They just have to hack one server and they do whatever they want. They can send as much money they want anywhere they want and do exploit and whatever, take away money, and it's going to be potentially difficult to find out, and until they find out, the person is going to be far away already with the money on the Caymans. And that is not possible with those modern type systems, because they require you to hack a huge percentage of the existing servers, which makes those systems very safe in that regard. And that is actually the topic I've already made my master's thesis about, and I'm going to be researching probably for the rest of my life. Like my prof said at the distributed computing conferences, he reviewed like 8 papers and half of them were about these kinds of algorithms, and that's for a field that was founded in the 80s as well. And it's kind of still an unsolved problem, and there's still a lot of stuff to work on top too. So it makes it a very interesting area to work in. But there's also a lot of other use cases, like I said, with the supply chains to track the things nicely. Or a project that I did during the beginning of my PhD was having public institutions track. Oh no, that is going to be a mess here when those racks are going to be destroyed. So, what is a Bitcoin based on, and why is it worth anything? It's based on the people believing it's worth anything, like any money is. So another project that I had that used Ethereum, was not Bitcoin in that project, was a project about making public selection processes more transparent and safer. So like if a public institution writes out a job offer or something like that, such that they can not easily assign it just to a friend or something like that. I had a project in that field. We made an algorithm and a system that allows to make sure people can't abuse those systems, for example. So there are a lot of nice things you can do the moment you have a resilient system.
Yes. I would certainly appreciate if that existed or was in place, because my father works in the education, which is under the government, and the problem is that the many regulations and such orders are oftentimes very nonsensical, because there are many people leeching on the system that do have to turn something in once in a while to prove that they are somehow needed.
But that's the same in any company as well,
Implementing
right?
and learning those systems is very frustrating at times.
Yeah, I think a lot. Oh, what? Did you take all the items out, Shirley, here? Or did the builder take out a bunch of them? Ah, yes. Okay, I was already afraid that those items went poof.
Flashbacks, right?
That would have been very sad. So we take all the items out here, and then we can... Oh, it's not fully removed yet. So we go down here to ship. Some of the things here. More here. 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 Dumping it. Shirley is also running around dumping stuff, I see. Here, all of those as well. Here, some gold ore. Nice. I think that's some wool here. Some this here. Oh, that's a thing that Sam Letters has to look into yet.
Which one?
When the people sit in the school, they still sometimes fall to the floor.
Ah, yeah. Well, they shouldn't, but vanilla stuff, I guess.
Yeah, I wonder if it has anything to do with the carpet or so.
Yeah, it could be.
But it's something still happening very regularly. you might have to look into. So you're mining out this here. And the teacher sometimes also sits on the carpet because they sit next to the kids, right? So, oh, you lost your pickaxe. Here you get mine. It's rather late, so we're going to end this stream here today. Thanks everyone for tuning in as always. Thanks Sam and Shirley for hanging out here with us as well. And Beryl hanging us with us here too. If you want to support our modding project, consider signing up as a patron, get access to our amazing server, and get some other nice perks as well. I hope you enjoyed today's stream. Thanks everyone for tuning in and engaging in the chat with us. Makes time pass quicker as well. I hope you had a blast with us today. We're going to be streaming tomorrow at the same time again. Good night everyone. See you tomorrow. Ciao ciao.
Good night.
Oh, the prediction? We lost the builder. I saw that, yeah. Good night. Ciao ciao.
Good night.
Good night.